Ohio State was able to make it out to California to pick up a wide receiver, 6th rated in the country according to the composite, and a top 10 player out of the state of California, Tony, Caden Dixon Wyatt. So he obviously can play.
Yeah, a guy who can play inside or out, played, from what I've seen, mostly inside in high school, but as good size to be whatever you need from him, and somebody that Ohio State targeted early on and Brian Hartline really wanted, and they got. And now they've got commitments from both of the wide receivers, or two of the wide receivers at Mater Day, with him and Chris Henry Jr., and they have not had much luck at the high school over the years, many years since – I believe the legend is the last time they got somebody out of there, out of high school, was Nikki Sualua. So it's been a minute, and now they're on the verge of signing two this year in the same receiver room. Talented dude, can make plays before and after the catch.
Yes, he's a top 50 or 60 player in the nation.
Yeah, number 59 by 24/7 Sports. Number 6 wide receiver overall, and he and Chris Henry really kind of complement each other. If you figure he can play inside and Henry can play outside, or however you want to do it. Pick the Buckeyes over Oregon, Texas, USC, and Alabama. He made visits to all those schools, and it was Ohio State and Brian Hartline that got the commitment. So the rich just keep getting richer at that all too critical position, obviously. And they just keep them coming, and that's amazing when you think about what the receiver room in a year or so is going to look like with those two guys, as well as Jeremiah Smith and so many other talented players, Mylan Graham, and the guys that they're bringing in this year, Quincy Porter. I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches, obviously, for the Ohio State University football team at the wide receiver position. Pretty incredible.
Yeah, and he's the 4th wide receiver commit in the class now, joining the aforementioned Chris Henry Jr. and then Brock Boyd from South Lake Carroll, Texas, which Ohio State fans are probably familiar with, and then Jaden Ricketts out of Ohio. I think Ricketts could also be one of those inside-outside guys. So they've got 2 outside receivers, 2 guys that can play inside, pretty malleable wherever they need them to be. They can do, and they'll work. I don't know how much they'll work Chris Henry inside, but as we've seen, they want all of their guys to be able to work inside. They did it with Jeremiah Smith last year. They've done it with Carnell Tate, to where they can find matchup problems. And if you recruit a bunch of talented players, finding matchup problems just makes life even worse for defenders.
Absolutely. We invite the comments, questions, folks. They're in the chat. We appreciate your contributions as well. Please consider the super chat contribution as Steve and Tony show up each and every week, 316 consecutive times, to talk Ohio State football with all of you. And again, we'll take your comments and questions. This is one of the best times of year to do so, even though we've got a couple new Buckeyes, including a place kicker that hit 11 of 13. Seems decent enough. Went from 0 for 4 the season before, from plus 50, Tony. Cleaned that up, 2 for 2. Very nice.
There you go. You've got something to work on. So you go and do that. Jackson Corville out of Ball State coming in. And I think the interesting thing here is Jaden Fielding has 1 year left. Jackson Corville has 2 years left, but he also has a redshirt available to him. So he could redshirt this year, but could also be used as the long distance kicker if need be.
In 4 games he could play if you ever had to beat an important opponent. Yeah,
and then he could play in all of the postseason games. So if there are like 4 instances where you got like a 57-yarder, and you're like, what, it's the end of the half, let's give it a go. I think this is a guy that, honestly, sure, you're going to have a competition, and if he just blows Jaden Fielding away, great, then play him. But if he doesn't, maybe this is a guy you redshirt so that you've got your kicker for the next 2 years afterwards.
Yeah, what a perfect situation. Great setup. And obviously he made 2 kicks in excess of 50 yards. I don't remember the last time Ohio State made a kick in excess of 50 yards. I don't know if it's ever happened. So I say that facetiously, folks. I know that there's somewhere like a 56 yarder or something stupid. I know Nuge had that 55 yarder against Marshall.
Mhm.
That was in 2004. That was 21 years ago. The Nuge. But yeah, I don't know. Sure, somebody will come up with an instance recently of a 50 yarder, but they've been few and far between for the Buckeyes, and probably the one, one area where Ohio State could definitely improve, no doubt.
I am blanking out on what I was watching the other day that was showing the kick that broke Mike Nugent's state record long field goal. I don't even know I would be watching this, but I saw somebody in Ohio that broke the Mike Nugent distance record.
Yeah.
What was I watching? Anyway, shouldn't even have brought it up. There's so many things that I scoot by that I didn't fully take in. But yeah, 11 of 13, better than the season before at 15 of 21. And then he added the 2 distance kicks. So there we go. We've got Jackson Corville in the fold as possibly the Ohio State place kicker of the future.